This is the Galaxy S5. The Galaxy S5 is now over a year old in the smartphone market, launched at the beginning of last year. Now, the device is almost 18 months old and there's still a lot of chatter on the device itself. Now, I believe the Galaxy S5 is still on sale, acting as a cheaper option for budget-conscious smartphone buyers. Of course, many will ask, should I still get the Galaxy S5 despite its age? Is it still good in today's standards? This is the Galaxy S5 after 1.5 years old. Firstly, the Galaxy S5 was Samsung's 2014 flagship. It's the last of Samsung's phones with a plastic chassis. The handset has a brilliant display and powerful specifications, winning most of the other competitors in the smartphone race in 2014. Of course, even in 2015, the specifications of the Galaxy S5 is still no slouch. The Galaxy S5 is seen as a refinement of the Galaxy S4 to many, as they both share a very similar appearance. They look almost identical with the curves. However, the Galaxy S5 rear rubberized dimpled back feels and looks much better on the slimy plastic back on the Galaxy S4. The device is only 8.1mm thick with a full body plastic construction. On the plus side, the device is IP67 water and dust proof, which allows you to totally submerge the device in 1 meter of fresh water for up to 30 minutes. In terms of the display, the Galaxy S5 has a 5.1-inch Super AMOLED display with a pixel density of 1920 by 1080 at 432 pixels per inch. The screen is outstanding even in 2015. Blacks are truly black and the colors pop a lot. The display is bright enough for viewing in bright sunlight, viewing angles are awesome, and the Full HD resolution makes everything on the screen look sharp as ever. In terms of performance, the Galaxy S5 packs Qualcomm's Snapdragon 801 chipset, accompanied by the Adreno 330 GPU. The Galaxy S5 has 2GB of RAM and is clocked at 2.5GHz, helping it achieve being one of the best devices in 2014, with high benchmark scores. Despite that heavily skinned infamous TouchWiz UI that comes with every Samsung device, which we will talk about later, the device still feels snappy and fast overall. Multitasking was fast, games played smoothly, everything was still blazing fast despite its age. In terms of storage, the Galaxy S5 comes with a 16GB or 32GB configuration. With Samsung loading their bloatware and firmware into the device, there's even less storage available for you. However, Samsung included a slot for a microSD card, which allows expansion up to 128GB. With this, I believe you should not be able to run out of space on your Galaxy S5. The Galaxy S5 packs in a huge 2800 mAh battery. Through my testing on Lollipop, Android Lollipop tend to suck too much battery from the Galaxy S5. This means that the battery life on a Galaxy S5 running Android Lollipop is much worse than a Galaxy S5 running on KitKat. I can barely get through a full day with moderate use. Some tasks that I do daily is scrolling through my emails, Twitter, Instagram, and of course getting daily news. Of course, Samsung knew what they were doing and they implemented 2 power saving modes, an ultra power saving mode and a normal power saving mode. These modes limit CPU performance, disables non-essential services alongside Bluetooth and NFC, and turns your screen to grayscale when you toggle the switch on. As stated, the Galaxy S5 rocks Android 5.0 Lollipop, which arrived in March. Android 5.0 is a big change, with the new material design, of course with TouchWiz, the infamous heavily skinned Samsung UI. Apps generally look cleaner and better looking, which made me more interested in trying out some of Samsung's own applications like the messaging app and the gallery application. We get a brand new pull-down notification tray, which makes viewing notifications a much more better experience, and the all-new app switcher, which is not skinned and it resembles stock Android Lollipop. You also gain a much better general performance as Android Lollipop focuses on much more smoother and responsive animations. Overall, the operating system is smooth and responsive, which made me use TouchWiz without any custom launchers. Now let's get to the camera on the Galaxy S5. The Galaxy S5 is the first device that takes advantage of Samsung's ISOCELL image sensor, which according to Samsung allows more clearer and more detailed photos. Through my testing, the Galaxy S5 took really impressive detailed images with nice color and good exposure values, which makes it an awesome camera for a smartphone. Of course, things become better when you enable HDR mode. It evens out the images, finds detail and produces more natural colors without overblowing the entire image. Of course, as this is a Samsung device, it packs in a whole bunch of camera features, but I won't really talk about them in this video. In terms of video, the S5 is capable of doing up to 4K video, with a recording resolution of 3840 by 2160. Of course, this is a neat feature to have. Videos look great on the device with fast autofocusing speeds when taking videos. Of course, 1080p videos are also available. Now let's get to the special features and hardware of this device itself. Firstly, the fingerprint scanner. It isn't good. I know Samsung already came out with a better fingerprint scanner in their new Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge, but in terms of the S5, it isn't good at all. Most of the time, I had to keep re-swiping my fingers in order to get my fingerprint to be recognized. I much prefer the non-swipe fingerprint scanners that Apple have on their iPhones or the one on the new Galaxy S6. Another feature Samsung introduced with the Galaxy S6 is the heart rate monitor on the back of the device. For me, it seemed more like a selling point than a feature to me. But hey, it's a nice addition on your phone. Finally, it all boils down to this only question: is the Galaxy S5 still worth it in 2015? Well, to me, yes. The Galaxy S5 still packs in a punch despite being 1.5 years old. The specs are still great, the camera is top notch, the software surprisingly runs smooth, and so much more. The Galaxy S5 is still a great choice if you are not up for the S6 or the S6 Edge. Once again, if you guys enjoyed this video, do leave me a thumbs up as it really helps out the channel a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys soon.